Hello everyone, a very good morning to all. In this video, this is the last lecture on the second unit, that is chemical bonding 3. So in this video, we'll be discussing about the van der Waals forces. So what are van der Waals forces? Van der Waals forces exist in all kind of molecular solids. So they even exist among non-polar molecules in the liquid as well as in the solid state. Uh, you have heard about noble gases. Noble gases do not form molecules, they exist as monoatomic. So, but if they cannot form molecules, but they can be liquefied, they have melting points, they have boiling points. So when they can be liquefied, some kind of forces, when they are converted into the solid form or the liquid form, that means there are some kind of forces which are existing there and which holds the atoms of noble gases together in liquid state or in the solid state. Though the forces are very weak as depicted from the values of the melting point and the boiling point, that the melting point and the boiling points are very low, but there exist some forces. So these forces increase with increase in size as we can see from the values of the melting point and the boiling point. So these forces are the van der Waals forces, and the magnitude of van der Waals forces increase with increase in size or atomic weight as we move down the group. So the firstly we'll be discussing about the types of van der Waals forces. First category of, so as we proceed further with the types, there are 5 types of van der Waals forces. So as we move to the other van der Waals forces, the first van der Waals forces which we are going to discuss is the iron dipole. It is the strongest van der Waals force present among all the van der Waals forces. It exists between the iron and a dipolar molecule. So iron here we have considered as chlorine. So this is negatively charged, and this is a heteroatomic molecule which where charge separation is there with delta positive and delta negative. So where here this ion, that is chloride ion, is attracting the hydrogen of the neighboring molecule which is present in the vicinity. So when these type of interactions occur, these are called as ion dipole interactions. So when we dissolve some ionic solid into the water, the solvation process which occurs through ion dipole interactions. Here we have explained here, this is the ion and these are the water molecules which are pointing towards sodium through negative end. So this kind of interaction which is here is the ion dipole interaction out of the van der Waals forces. Next we have the dipole interactions. These exist in between the two types of molecules, two dipoles, that is two heteroatomic molecules, that is HCl, which we have taken the example where slight charge separation is there and oppositely charged ends will interact with each other, will attract each other, and such kind of interaction is called as dipole-dipole interaction. Hydrogen bonding is a special case of dipole-dipole interaction. Next is ion induced dipole interaction. So here one is ion and other is non-polar molecule. Here this ion which is negatively charged will induce a dipole into this molecule. So charge separation will occur due to the presence of this ion in vicinity. So such type of interaction is called as ion induced dipole interaction. So dipole is induced here in the hydrogen molecule which is non-polar. So due to the presence of chloride ion in close proximity or in vicinity. Next kind of interaction is dipole induced dipole. So here both a dipole is present in the vicinity of the non-polar molecule. Here this chloride is slightly negative charge due to the charge separation in the dipolar molecule. So this molecule is non-polar, but here the dipole is induced into this non-polar molecule due to the presence of this dipole in the vicinity. So such kind of interactions which are there in between the dipolar molecule and the non-polar molecule are called as dipole-induced dipole interactions. Next we have instantaneous dipole-induced dipole. These are the weakest type of interactions present in this existing two non-polar molecules. Here is the this is one H2 molecule. It is having 2 electrons. Once when both the electrons are on this side, there is a slight negative charge on this side and slight positive on this side. So this is an instantaneous dipole. This instantaneous dipole created here will induce instantaneous dipole in this molecule. So such when there is an interaction between such type of molecules, such type of instantaneous dipole molecules, So these are called as instantaneous dipole-induced dipole interactions. So all the non-polar molecules are having one kind of interactions, that is this kind of interaction, that is instantaneous dipole-induced dipole, are present in all the molecules which are known. So we have considered the 5 types, that is, first one was the ion dipole, next we discussed the dipole dipole, then we had the dipole instant induced dipole, ion induced dipole, then we discussed the dipole induced dipole, then we instantaneous dipole induced dipole. So these are the 5 kinds where first one was having the maximum strength. So whenever we need to compare different types of molecules, the strength of van der Waals forces and in different types of molecules, will see that particular example belongs to which kind of category. So this is the order of strength of the van der Waals forces which we discussed. So first point is that we need to consider this, to what category that particular system belong, and next what we'll have to look out will, if all are from the same type of category, then more is the molecular weight, more is going to be the van der Waals force. Third point which is to be considered is the more is the surface area, more is going to be the van der Waals force. So these points are to be considered in sequence. First one is this, second one is this, third one is this. Let us discuss some examples now. Here we have taken the example of N-pentane, isopentane, and neopentane. Now the surface area is maximum in this case, as these are same type of molecules. These are non-polar molecules. Here are the only one kind of forces are there, that is instantaneous dipole-induced dipole. So we'll look for the surface area. So here the maximum surface area is for this. So this is having, normal pentane is having maximum strength of van der Waals forces than iso, than neo. So here in between the group 14 hydrides of group 14, so more is the molecular weight, more is going to be the van der Waals force strength, which is more soluble. Such kind of questions can be asked, that out of these two, that ammonia molecule and sodium molecule, now what you will have to do is you will have to check out their interactions with water molecules. So sodium will have dipole type of interaction which belongs to the van der Waals force category, and ammonia molecule will have hydrogen bonding. In general, the hydrogen bond strength is always higher in comparison to the van der Waals forces. So there is no case where hydrogen bonding is weak in comparison to the van der Waals forces. So whenever there is hydrogen bonding and we have to compare it with the van der Waals force, so their hydrogen bonding always wins. So the solubility will be more is going to be the bond strength, more is going to be the solubility. So definitely ammonia is having more solubility in comparison to that of sodium. So next question is, hydrogen bonding is dipole-dipole, then why it is stronger than all the van der Waals forces? This is the important point which I want to discuss with you, that in case of hydrogen bonding, the electronegative element which is present is here. A is F, belongs to either it is fluorine, oxygen, or nitrogen, which are the most electronegative elements and smallest among the whole periodic table, except after the hydrogen atom. So the polarity in this bond is very high in comparison to the others, and the intensity of the partial charges which have been created due to these electronegative elements are maximum in these cases. So that is why the more partial charges are there and they are having smallest sizes. So these are the reasons for very strong dipole-dipole interactions in case of hydrogen bonding. Now we have to compare the hydrogen bonding. This question belongs to the previous video, so I'm discussing here. I just left this question there. Forgot to discuss this question there, so I'm discussing it here. We have to compare the hydrogen bonding between the ROH, water, and RNH2 and water. So firstly, you'll have to look for the strength of A, bond strength of A. So here A is this, B molecule in both the cases is water, where oxygen is a B atom. So A is oxygen here, A is nitrogen here. As OH bond strength is higher in comparison to that of NH, so hydrogen bonding is going to be higher in comparison to, in case of oxygen, in comparison to that of nitrogen as A. So electronegativity of A higher the electron activity of A, higher is going to be the bond strength, hydrogen bonding. Next, we have some cases where the halides of metals. So the in green color, I have mentioned the expected trend, and actual trend has been mentioned in blue color. So we have to predict the strength of van der Waals forces. We have to predict the order of the strength of van der Waals forces for this. So directly, if you look at these molecules, you will say that the size is bigger for iodine than bromine. So the van der Waals forces should be higher for that of AlI3 in comparison to that of AlBr3. And same is the reason for all the cases that the sizes are bigger, the atomic weights are higher, so that is why the order should be here. But actual order is exactly reversed. Now the reason for the reverse actual order is that so far we were discussing for the van der Waals forces in between the non-metal bonded molecules, but here the bonding is between the metal and non-metal. There is a here the one of the atom these are the bonds between the metal non-metal. These are the compounds between the metal non-metal compounds, so which are generally ionic, but here these are covalent because of the small sizes of the cations. They are having high covalent character. So halides of lithium, beryllium, magnesium, and aluminium are having very high covalent character except for the fluorides, and which is having further exception except for the beryllium fluoride, which is also covalent. So fluorides are ionic, but beryllium fluoride is non-ionic, that is, it is also covalent. So van der Waals forces for such cases are directly proportional to the polarity of the bond. More is the polarity, more is going to be the van der Waals force. That is, more is the ionic character, lesser is the covalent character, and more is the ionic character, more is going to be the van der Waals forces. So the ionic character is as the size of the anion is increasing as we move from left to right, so covalent character is increasing. So more is the ionic character, more is going to be the van der Waals force, force strength. So that is why the order is just reverse, the reverse of the as we expected. So this is explained on the basis of polarity. Whenever there is a bond between non-metal metal, these cases are explained on the basis of polarity. As for the case of hydrogen bonding, we discussed that more is the polarity, more is the extent of hydrogen bonding. Smaller is the size of anion, more is going to be the ionic character, and more is the ionic character, more is going to be the van der Waals force strength for such cases. So these are very important for the point of view of the competition exams. Generally, we attempt it the wrong way. So here I have mentioned all the cases where the van der Waals forces can be asked. I have touched all the examples. I have discussed all the examples. So that is it for the van der Waals forces. With this will also help you in the competitive exams coming forth. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much. Have a good day and keep studying.